promise you, I won't deliver my speech yet. Why? Because I want our politicians to be here. I was expecting Professor Pat Utomi as the guest speaker today. He gave me his words, and he just disappeared from the radar. And you know, when an aircraft disappears from the radar, gentlemen, God forbid. But we spoke with his PA this morning. We learned that he missed the first flight from Abuja and is likely catching the second flight. That's from Labour Party. From NMPP, middle of the night, last night, I got confirmation that the presidential candidate will be here, Senator Rabiu Kwankwanso, and I was excited. But this morning, I spoke with the Southwest coordinator, who said the vice president will be here, Bishop Idahosa, and I was still looking for Bishop Idahosa. Suddenly, I got a call from a governorship candidate of NNPP, who is yet to locate Jonade Yinka Adebayo way. I hope he will be here. And I said, do you know golf course? Just look to the right. This is the only golf course in this area. The next one is at Ikoyi. So, put on your Google and look at the golf course. You will see golf suits. That is NNPP. Our local APC. I spoke with the Southwest coordinator of APC, former governor of Osun, Mrs. Titi Bonle, and she confirmed to me that the aviation, as usual with APC, we love professionals to talk, will be with us. The name has disappeared. Suddenly, I got a call that is on the way to the immigration office to turn print. And I said to him, if the election doesn't go well, is it so that you can run out? You won't run out. We are going to salvage it together. So these are the, I won't call it disappointments, but these are indications, poor indications to suggest from our polity that the people hardly matter. Very sad. But we do matter, and we should prove it in the next election that we matter. I welcome the president of NANTA, all the way from Abuja. Thank you. We did miss your first flight. I am blessed with academia here. Professor Johnson was bedrock to that, my book, Cutting Costs Without Cutting Corners. If you're an airline fellow, you will see that my book is a powerful statement. The first accident in the year is that in Kathmandu, in Nepal. If you look at my book, you will see an answer. They have managed safety in that country for the last 30 years. And you know there's a problem of, you think you know it. Who are the pilots here? Pilot, barista. You think you know it all. And so I'm familiar, I'm so familiar. Even with my eyes closed, I can fly this aircraft. And that is what you get, complacency. So when we invited the politicians to be here this morning, Professor Kila told me, Dr. No, you must be very audacious. That's it. I don't know the meaning of that grammar. You must be very audacious to invite the politicians at this time around, when you know it is campaign and campaign. Really, is it campaign that deliver the votes? Or fora like this, when you talk issues? But when you talk issues and you vote, does it count? So let's wait a little bit. I'm expecting the governorship candidate of NMPP, who will be representing the president of NMPP, New Nigeria People's Party. And hopefully Professor Pat Utomi will get the second flight if the Nigerian domestic flights decide their mind to be on schedule, because the departure reliability of our airline is just woeful and remain woeful, and we are not out of the woods yet. So I hope we will get the second flight, and if it does not, we will meet the empty room. Having said that, sadly, I will wait till we see one of them while we tap the brain of the academia sitting around this table on a powerful topic for Q1 this year, and that is aviation in Nigeria beyond 2023 general elections. Challenges and prospects. I will hand over to my VP, second VP. I recognize the former president of NANTA, my dear brother, Engineer Bankole, you're welcome. Somebody walked in again. My vice president, former MD of Nigeria Airways, that did not die. I refuse to die. Engine without corruption, Mr. Andrew Opunga. You are recognized. I hand over the mic to you, Barrister Air Commodore Onitiju.
Thank you, sir. Aviation Safety Round Table Initiative, ART for short. It is the first in the series for year 2023. I am retired Air Commodore Ademola Onitiju, MNI. Veterans in the aviation value chain who have distinguished themselves in their careers as air traffic controllers, air transport economists, pilots, crew members, aircraft maintenance engineers, touring and travel managers, aviation human resources managers. Also we have in our midst aviation security experts, legal practitioners, seasoned aviation journalists, aviation information technologists, and our engineers, including aviation training practitioners. Collectively, our position in ART is that a sound and economically viable civil aviation system generates wealth, employment, and numerous socio-economic benefits through its own activities, supply chains, and a wide spectrum of other economic activities, in particular trade and tourism. To this end, we continually engage leaders at the highest levels of government through communique from dialogues such as we are having today to influence positively the formulation of national policies in line with standard recommended practices to promote aviation, reinvestment, and support a sustainable and healthy cycle of aviation and economic development policies on charges, taxation, and provide guidance on national, bilateral, and multilateral regulations. Of course, market access is equally important, airline ownership and control, and trading services, and the economic oversight of airports. We have had dialogues along these lines. Today's engagement is a clinical examination of, like my president has introduced, aviation in Nigeria beyond 2023 general elections. Let's look at the challenges and prospects. The intention was to attract a collective of those who are aspiring to the leadership of our great nation what their programs are for the aviation sector, with a view to when we have interactive sessions, we can interrogate and provide ideas on how to move aviation sector forward. Hopefully, maybe in the next few minutes, we might still be lucky to have representations from those important persons. But we are lucky. We have a collegiate of professors who are well versed in aviation matters and general management. And I'm going to call on them now to please give what semblance of a bird's eye view of aviation in Nigeria, and I'm sure we'll be able, from their submissions, identify what the challenges have been and the way forward. Because that is the purpose of this. It is the collective collection of opinions of all of you who are participants, both of you who are here physically and those who are participating virtually, that we shall reflect in the communique which we shall draw at the end of this session. So without much ado, I'm going to hand over the microphone to Professor Johnson from the Department of Business Administration, Bangkok University. He also doubles as the Managing Director of the Bangkok Investment Group. So please set the ball rolling. Professor Johnson, please.